Hey everybody, welcome back. I got a really exciting project that I just started that I want to share with you guys. So I wanted to learn Python, and one of the greatest projects you can start that's really fun is making a Twitter bot. There are tons and tons of tutorials and websites out there that can run you through the process on how to do this. But what I wanted to hit with this video are the steps and concepts you're gonna have to understand to get this thing running for an absolute beginner just like myself. So sit back, relax. I'm gonna go through the entire process that I did to get this thing up and running. I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you an example of my code, and hopefully you'll be able to start your own Twitter bot or next project in Python sometime soon. Let's take a look. Hey guys, so looking right here, this is the Twitter bot right here in action. Actually, everything right now is live. So if you were to tweet at this thing, it will actually respond to you. So quick run through of what this does is this is a Twitter bot that is centered around the game Rocket League. So right here it says have a bad or toxic game in Rocket League. Tweet your frustration at me with hashtag RLHelper, and my advanced robotic brain will remove all lingering salt. Basically, if you're not into gaming or whatnot, sometimes people have a bad match. The game becomes kind of toxic, not really a fun place to be. Well, this is a fun little Twitter bot to where you can tweet at it, tell about your bad game and all the negative stuff that happened, and it can respond with a nice encouraging statement or a little joke, try to make things a little bit better. So a quick run through of what has to happen before you can even get to this point. Now, this Twitter bot was made not only using Python, but it was using a Python library called Tweepy, which I will show over here. This is the website for it. So really it's a Python library for accessing the Twitter API. So it's going to give you a set of commands and ways to actually interact with the Twitter API via Python. What you'll need before that is right here. It's called pip. So this is a basically package installer that you can use within Python in order to install Tweepy, which will allow you to actually interface with the Twitter API. I say all this because this was a pretty important thing that I had to learn first off before any of the code that can be written can even work with Twitter. So this is something you're going to have to make sure is installed on your computer along with your version of Python, which I think right now, as we're speaking, is 3.7. So let's go ahead. So we looked at pip, we looked at Tweepy. I want to show you, as of right now, the state of where this Twitter bot actually exists. So there's a website, this is Python Anywhere. So if your machine does not have Python, or if you have a really old version of Python and you can't run it for some reason, or maybe you're not even on your machine, this is a great resource to use because it's going to give you a console to where you can use Python. So think of this all as basically a virtual machine, and you can create an account for free. You don't have to pay anything to run anything off the console. So you can actually upload any Python files and then run them in the console. So if I was to open up the console, I have the Twitter bot. I got the command right here to actually run the Python file. So if we run that, you'll notice it says starting bot and then searching for hashtag RLHelper. Now we'll go through the code, but basically what it's going to do while this code is running is the Twitter bot itself is going to look for this specific hashtag within its mentions. And if you're not familiar with Twitter, every time somebody mentions this Twitter account, this bot's going to know. And if that mention includes this specific hashtag, it will respond to it. Now let's take a look at our code, and we'll kind of run through how this works. So if you check out right here, this is over on my GitHub. So you can see the Rocket League Twitter bot repository. Go over here, and you'll see the RLHelper bot Python file. Now, right at the top, you'll notice YK Dojo. Great tutorial, great video. You're going to want to check this out. This is where I based this project off of. This guy's got a fantastic YouTube channel who can explain a lot of this in detail. So if you're into this project, please go check it out. But you notice right here off the top, we're importing three things: Tweepy, which we talked a little about, time, and random. Time is for specific time-based events that I'll be adding to this Twitter bot as we go along and improve the bot itself. Random, you'll see in a minute, so I can generate random numbers, which actually goes into how the bot responds to mentions. So see the first statement, starting bot, right there. You'll notice when we started the bot in the console, the first thing you saw was starting bot. This just lets me know things are running. After here, we see this block of code. Now these will not say your key and your secret in your code. They say this because it's on my GitHub, and I don't want to give out my consumer keys and access keys over the internet, because anybody who has these keys is going to have access to your Twitter developer account. Now, real quick, going on a tangent, this is developer.twitter.com. In order to give access to the Twitter account, your bot is going to need these four numbers. You'll get that once you apply over here. So you apply for the account. It's going to ask you about 6 questions, I believe. Not all of them you have to answer. And you're basically describing the functionality of your bot. Once you create an app through your developer account, it will actually generate these 4 keys. And once again, if you want a detailed explanation of how to, check out YK Dojo. This guy's going to show you exactly how it's done. This block handles all the authorization. There's a file name for all the last seen IDs that get stored. These 2 functions right here handle all of the last seen IDs for the tweets that are sent to the Twitter bot. And then scrolling down here, here's the real meat of where this bot actually does things. So you see we got our reply to tweets function down here. So you'll notice you saw this already. It said searching for RL helper with that hashtag. So when you see this in the console, you know that this code right here is running. We got this statement set to true right here, and this is all encased within this while loop. So this is going to keep running and running and running. You'll see while true, it's going to run reply to tweets, and then it's going to sleep for 15 seconds. Again, this is why we needed to import time, so we actually have this function right here. So every 15 seconds, this is going to keep running and running and running while that code is active within your console. Now, you'll see mentions right here, which is stored. So any mentions that are recorded through the API, see mentions, timeline, last seen ID, tweet mode extended, all of the mentions will get stored in and searched. So you'll see right here this if statement. So if hashtag RL helper in mention.full text lower. So it'll take the mention, it will send that actual text to lowercase. So no matter what the user types, as long as they type RL helper with correct spelling, no matter how they capitalize it, won't matter. Everything's going to go lowercase. And when it finds this, it'll print to the screen, and this is the console. The user's not going to see this part. That it found hashtag RL helper. It'll print that it's responding. Then you'll notice right here, value equals random integer 0 through 23. So this value is going to receive a random integer between 0 and 23. And then API update status is the actual command that's going to send out a tweet. F in Python denotes string interpolation. So you'll notice right here we have @ and then the username of the person who tweeted to the Twitter bot. So this will respond directly to that user. And then you'll see list 1, and then in square brackets value. So you notice value here received a random integer between 0 and 23. And then you see list 1. Well, where's the list? Down here are, as of right now, all the possible responses that the user can get. This is list 1, and each response is basically tied to its index within this list. So whatever number is here, let's say 0, gets pulled randomly to value. List 1 of value, and if value equals 0, you're going to get this first response, which would take place 0 of the index of this list. And then it follows it up with the mention ID. Lastly, mention.favorite, so the Twitter bot will favorite the mention, and then it will follow the user if it's not already following it. And that's basically it. This is a pretty simple Twitter bot. I aim to actually improve this over time. I want to containerize this through Docker, add some daily tweets that will get sent out randomly, and improve the overall response from the bot itself. If you got comments, improvements, whatever you got, any feedback, please leave it. And I will see you guys for the next video.